Okay.
Hello, everyone. I am here with my boyfriend, Ray. Thank you all for coming in and tuning in to this stream. We're going to be answering any questions that you may have. And yeah, so Ray, how are you doing today?
Doing very well, thank you.
Yeah, if you've seen the videos before, I made a video with you back in November, I believe. I believe that was the first
Yeah,
one, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so that was the first video that we did together. We were just friends then. We weren't really, too interested.
Yeah.
And then it progressed from there, especially if you've seen the videos before. And yeah, and then it got to the point where we started to be romantically interested in one another, and then we made a video together. It was released on Valentine's Day of this year.
Yeah.
So yeah, so thank you all for tuning in. Would you like to say anything before we get to some of the questions? Keep your questions and then just answer anything, ask anything you want. So,
Well, this is my first live stream experience, so I'm very excited and very honored to be here. Feel free to ask any questions, and I'll do my best to answer them.
perfect. Yes. So, let's see what we have. So, I think the best question we have from Catherine here. How are you? Yeah. So, I am doing very well today. We got back from walking almost 3 miles. It was a lot of fun. So,
Oh yeah.
how was your day? How's your day been?
I'd say my day's been fabulous. I had a great time walking, hiking with her, and had a lot of time together today, and looking forward to more.
Yep. Yep. So he also made a wonderful dinner. It was very delicious.
Yes.
Do you want to share what you made?
I made curry, rice, some naan bread, and used lettuce and wrapped the curry and the rice in the lettuce and ate it all together. And it was really delicious.
It was. It was very, very good. Okay. So here is a very common question that many people ask. How old are you? Well, let me tell you this. You know, as soon as he turned 18 years old, I was like, I gotta get with him. He's of legal age now. It's amazing. No,
Yeah.
no. Okay, look, I am in my late 20s. And
I
then
am mid-20s.
okay. So we're not even five years age difference, okay? We're not even 5 years age difference. So
Correct.
we are very close to one another. He's not 16, he's not underage, like a lot of people were saying. There's
No,
some of those
no.
comments really funny, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Okay, well, we've got two questions like this. Ango, Bango, and oh, okay, it was the same person. What do you like most about each other? That is a very loaded question because
Yeah.
there's so much that we like about one another. I
Yeah.
always love his openness, his honesty, his loyalty. Those are probably some of my key traits. His determination, his dedication. Those are a lot of my top traits that I really like about him. Love about him. Not alike.
Love, yeah. Well, what she said with determination, diligence, honesty, those are also traits that I admire as well in a person. And she does prove to me that she has those traits over the couple of months that we've been together. And I also think she's just amazingly beautiful. I tell her that every day, just to remind her. And there's just a lot I love about her. And we continue to work on ourselves each month to become better versions of ourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. We're always working to strive to be our best, and we always work to better each other. And we want to see the best out of each other. Okay, who pays at the restaurant? Okay, well, you know what? I always believe in splitting it for the most part. And if you don't split it and someone does pay, the following time the other person would pay. That's usually my belief system.
Right, and I agree with that. However, on special occasions, I tend to offer to pay and try to surprise her, but she's always like, what are you doing?" So it's very hard to surprise her. Yeah, she's so she has such good intuition. Yeah.
Uh, okay, so Okay, hang on. I always lose my place when there's so many. I
Yeah.
mean, you scroll down. Okay, yummy. I love curry. Yeah, other people who said, OMG. Okay, so RTT 1961 says, OMG, Ray is so good looking.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, yes, he is.
Thank you,
Yes, he
guys.
is indeed. Okay. Okay, I am having surgery in September. I know it varies from one person to the next, but how long was your recovery? Stephanie B asks. Well, for me, my recovery was, I would say expect about 6 months to be pretty good healing. Um, so I would say expect 6 months at the minimum, usually maybe over a year for full recovery. And did you want to talk a little bit about your upcoming
Yes.
news?
So I am scheduled to have top surgery at the end of September in a few months. I'm so happy about that. So this is my first major surgery, first time with anesthesia and everything. So I'm kind of nervous about it, but more so excited since I've been waiting for this forever. Um, yeah, I'll be going out of state for that, so I'll be really sad and I'll miss her very much for about a month. So I'll be out for a month recovering, and once I get back here, um, we'll be very excited to see each other again.
Yes,
Yeah.
so yeah, that's good. I'm really, really excited for him as well because I know how excited I was for my surgery as well, and this is just—it's so exciting
Mhm.
to see someone just going through something that is it's very challenging, but it's very rewarding. So I know how happy he would be throughout all this. So very excited for you.
Thank you.
Okay. What Ango Bango also asks, what are your favorite genres of music? I have made a video about music before, and a lot of those artists listed there are still some of my favorite artists, and I love all kinds of music. So I love mostly anything. Probably my top favorites would be I like a lot of video game and anime music, like the music from that, which is it can vary from like rock music to electronic music to a bunch of other stuff. Those are some of my top favorites, and um, yeah, just a lot of stuff. What about you? So
I enjoy pop music like Asian pop, Chinese, um, Japanese, Korean. I enjoy American pop music, some, not all. I'm more picky with that. R&B, jazz, instrumental, anime music as well. So it's pretty diverse.
hmm. All right. Jessica asks, do both of your families accept and support your relationship? Love you guys. Well, thank you very much, Jessica. Well, the situation with my family is yes, very 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 supportive of my very very supportive of me, very very supportive of him, very happy about us together. So I'm not sure if you want to mention anything on your side.
Well, I am no longer in touch, really, with my family, unfortunately, since after I came out to them, they refused to really have anything to do with me, unfortunately. But I still sometimes text my mother on certain occasions. And after we spoke, like in December, recently in December of this year, last year, she
Mm.
heard how much my voice has dropped, and it was too much on her. And I understand, how hard it is on her. So I figured it's better to text once in a while to let her know I'm still alive. I still miss her and love her. But that's the only person I really keep in touch with. My older brother, I also text him once in a while and may call him someday. And the only thing is that he's way out in a different state, and he's also traveling a lot. He's very busy, so yeah, my family doesn't really keep in touch that well, especially with me being transgender. A lot of them are basically trying to keep my younger uh, relatives, like cousins, away from me, and they think it's bad influence and all that. But I really miss them though, and I hope that they'll come around someday.
Yeah, you never know. As I mentioned, I forget what video that we did. We talked about that, but I guess it was the first video that I had you on.
Yeah.
where I meant, you were talking about that, and I just said, just in time, the answers will reveal themselves. Some people it takes a very, very long time. I mean, some people
Yeah.
may never come around. Yeah, that's
Right.
true. But I think given more time, some of the answers will come clear as to
Yeah.
what will happen.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much I can do. I did visit my mother back in January, and we were able to see each other a few times. And this was pre-transition, so she didn't have such a big problem with seeing me, although my hair was super short. Yeah, I mean, after that though, I came back here and started on testosterone, and it just got harder for her to keep in touch with me after that. I feel like she's going through her own self conflict of accepting me, and she has this bubble around her, and she's unable to break through it because she just, I feel like she's more comfortable within her own personal bubble, her space, her wall that she built for herself, and that's why it's so hard for us to get closer and just be honest with each other. um, yeah, I mean, I'm always honest with her, even if it hurts her, because I think honesty is most important. At the end of the day, you still need to know the truth, no matter what.
Very true. Our next question here, Alex Silver asks, what do you think what makes true love last long? There are many things that people think what can make true love last long, and honestly, it's more the simple, basic things that would make it last long. Just some good level of compatibility there, and just being open and honest with your partner about what you want and what you don't want, and stuff like that. I think would really drive the relationship, because over time people become more withdrawn. They don't really vocalize what they want as much. So I think that is one of the biggest keys there.
Yeah, and I think it's important to learn to understand each other, and when there are misunderstandings, to practice patience with each other to clear that up, and also learn to compromise with one another, because there's never a perfect relationship, honestly. There's always going to be something that you don't like about someone, or just some pet peeve or whatever, and you have to learn to give and take, to um, not always one-sided. You have to just learn to live with each other. I mean, if you want a serious relationship, and if you want to live together someday, you'll have to learn to do that, to compromise, and it's so important. It's not living all in a fantasy world. This is reality, and you have to learn to live in reality, um, and just be honest with each other, but at the same time, remain respectful to each other and be understanding.
Indeed. Okay. So we do have a lot of questions here. I apologize if I skip over some of them. I just want to get more closer to real time here. Aaron Smith asks, do you watch a lot of anime? I used to watch much more back in the day. Now I really don't watch any kind of shows or TV. Mostly, it's funny, most of what I watch, I guess, is people playing video games. I don't actually really play them. I just mostly watch people playing them. That's the bulk of what I watch, and that's pretty much it. And there are a handful of TV shows that I watch, but that's pretty much it.
I was more into anime back in like middle school and high school. My first anime I got into was Naruto, and it was like the craze in middle school. And I even got like a ninja headband from Hong Kong. Yeah, and then I went into Death Note, then Fairy Tail.
I like that one.
Yeah, me too, and it was one of my top favorites. Then a recent one I watched was Devilman Crybaby. It was a pretty new one. I don't recall any other ones that I can think of right now, but I still watch some. If my friend recommends me one, I'll go up online or on Netflix and check it out.
And I also own a bunch that you were looking at
Yeah.
the other week. I'll be interested in that one and that one.
Oh yeah, like well, it's a game, but I've been watching gameplays of it called Xenosaga.
Oh yeah, well not that I meant like actual DVDs that I
Oh
own
yeah,
as
that
well.
too. Yes, yeah, I have to watch all of them eventually.
Watch all.
Yes. Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
I want to. They all seem so interesting.
Yes. I own quite a few animes on. Most of them are DVDs. Some of them are Blu-ray. But yeah, a lot of the ones that I like, very good. So
Yeah.
Okay, here's a question for you from E. Zachariah. What is being on T like?
Uh, Mostly a positive experience. The only issue that I've experienced on T is acne, and I've made a few videos about that and which product I use and all
Yes, yes.
that.
Please check out his YouTube
Yes.
channel if you want more information about him and his transition.
Yeah. So, but overall, I've had a great experience. The voice dropped just a few weeks after I started T, and it's just continuing to drop, like even now. Even though once it hits like a year, it eventually just smooths out, and that's it. But yeah, it's been great. Like my facial feature has changed. I didn't really notice that until I went back and watched my videos and was like, "Whoa, I look so different." And
You've made a lot of progress.
I have made so much progress. I'm very, very proud of myself, how far I've come. Yeah, I mean, a lot of arm hair, leg hair, just all over. And if you're not bothered by that, that's great. More facial hair, like the chin hair, the mustache hair is really starting to come in. So, yeah, if you want to check out my videos, you can see that more up close if you want to. Yeah.
All right, Aaron Smith asks, what advice would you give to someone who is considering transitioning? Ah, that's such a hard one because if they're considering transitioning, usually I always say, look up a lot of people online, watch some of their videos, know the steps to transition because there's a lot of steps to do that. And then, very important, also speak to a therapist who would probably help you sort a lot of what you want to do if you want to do anything. Because if you don't speak to a therapist and get it all sorted out, you may be lost on this journey and you won't know where to begin. And I don't think you can, even proceed with any kind of physical transition, like hormone related or anything without that. So, just a lot of talking with other people, talking with a therapist, and understanding where you want to go is ideal. Okay, let's see what else we got here. All right, Alex Silver asks, what you like most about Asians?
Good question.
Well, the interesting thing is I've always liked mostly Japanese things. Ever since I was much younger, like a lot of animes, all animes are like Japanese for the most part. I watched a lot of those. Oh, and I see here, do you like Ghost in the Shell? Yes, that's an anime. I do like that. So I think that's how my interest started from there, and then like a lot of Japanese music, mostly all Japanese, but he's not Japanese, so it's like whoop.
Close enough.
Close enough. It's not close enough. It's different. It's completely different.
Yeah.
Okay. Jessica asked, do you play video games together? What platforms? We've not, let's say, we've only really played one video game together, solo. And that was, you remember what that one was, that Flash game that you played when you were younger?
Was it Fire Girl and Water Boy?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a game that he played when he was younger, so we just put it up on the TV. We use controllers. It's like a puzzle game, but it's a cooperative puzzle game. Yeah. Now, I have plenty of other games we can play together. I'm sure we will at some point. But right now, we've been doing like solo games. Like he is very scared of horror games.
Yes, I am.
So what we did, we played through Silent Hill 3. That's one of my favorite Silent Hill games. I've played through that so many times. So it was me who played through it. He was watching. He was scared.
Yeah.
And now I'm making him play through Ao Oni,
yes.
which is a very jump scare horror game.
Yeah.
And that's pretty scary.
It's pretty scary. Yeah, you never know when it's gonna come out and get you. Yeah. And that's the best part, though.
It is the best part.
It's very addicting, though. Like once I play and start playing for like an hour, it's like I want to play more.
I don't think even we even do it for an hour. I think we do it for maybe a half hour.
It feels like an hour. Yeah, it's like all these puzzles and strategies and stuff, and we work together to solve them, and it's like a good team building game too.
Okay. So Marissa B asks, how can you say you are in love when it hasn't even been that long? Okay. Well, I think that the thing with any kind of relationship, I mean, it is true. We've only known each other for about a year. I met him in middle of June of last year, so we've known each other for almost a year. But we've only been together since the very, very end of last year, so we'll be approaching 6 months in a month. Um, so for every relationship, there's a different progress that it goes, and for some people, too slow will be someone else's too fast. So from my perspective, it can mean that you really can't put a label on it at all because you really don't know what the speed of what relationships going in. Because the thing is, some people will say that they're in love within a week of knowing someone, their entire, just they met and within a week's time they were in love with this person, and that to me would be too fast. Whereas other people, maybe such as yourself, you may know someone for multiple years and you said it still hasn't been long enough. I don't know. So it's a different progress for every relationship, and I'll certainly know when if it's too rushed or anything, and I don't feel as though it is. There's an even pace through it. And what do you think?
I think it really depends on how well you trust one another and how fast you open up to them. Like someone may take years to open up and just tell each other even simple things like favorite hobbies or what do you like to watch, things like that. Even like it really depends on each individual and how they feel, how comfortable they feel with each other in a relationship. Like even in a friendship, if you're not used to sharing certain things with each other, when you go into a relationship, it may be the same, and you just have to be patient with each other and understanding and just communicate with each other. So if you communicate well with each other, like I do, then you just know. It's like a feeling. You can't really define, uh, you know, how you feel about love. You just feel it. It's very very hard to describe.
You can't describe it.
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
You can't describe
It's like
it.
it's not like, oh, today I feel like I love you today, and then what about tomorrow? I guess not anymore.
Yeah, that's something else.
Yeah.
You each day you may feel as though maybe some days you may want a bit more of a break, whereas other days you're like really clingy and you want to be with that person all the time,
Right.
that whole day. So
Right.
it varies day by day.
Yeah, like you just when you're ready, you'll know you're ready. Like just something inside you will tell you, your mind, your heart will tell you that you're ready for this, and it's ready to proceed to the next step, or it's ready to be honest with them and tell them your feelings, open up, and it's and for individual people, like you may be ready, but they may not. So you have to communicate and be respectful and understand each other. So yeah, it really depends on the person.
Yep. Tink 040370, a lot of zeros, asks, do you live together? And no, we do not live together at this time. Maybe sometime down the road, but now we do not. That'd be nice, but we will cross that bridge when it happens. Now, hopefully everyone can see the stream okay. I'm noticing like a lot of dropped frames here because I know that the internet's not as fast over here, so I don't know if that's causing some issues, but hopefully everyone can see it well. It's not many frames being dropped, but just let me know if anyone's having any problems. Okay. Alright. Axton says other games, wink wink.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Let's see. Alright. Virtual hug for both of you. Thank you very much, Kelly. Alright, Dorothy Zhang asks, what is your favorite food? Oh, there's so many foods that I love. I've turned him on to
Curry.
Indian food.
Yeah, Indian food, sushi, ramen.
Ramen's not my top favorite, but
Yeah, no, it's not,
sushi
but
is
yeah,
my one of my favorite
yeah,
ones.
they're all some type of Asian food.
Yes,
Yeah, delicious.
it is delicious. Okay, very good question. Since we're both transgender people, um, Thiago Oliveira. Sorry if I mispronounced your name, but how would any of you react? And okay, how would any of you react, and how would it affect the relationship if the other part started to have transition regrets? Ah, interesting. Because yeah, I mean, I certainly understand some people may have regrets. Some people may regret transitioning or surgery, especially. That's an interesting one because especially since when we fell in love with one another, it was female and male. So I couldn't
Yeah.
imagine. I don't think for me it would be a problem since I am interested in both men and women anyway. So they wouldn't bother me. But I don't plan on going back. But if I had any kind of regret, then how would you feel about it? Like if I just went back? Hard question to answer.
It would be hard. Hard for me, I think, because for me, I kind of just live like a cis guy. Like if I were just born cis, I would just be interested in women. I would just be heterosexual, and that's it. So, uh, yeah, I haven't really thought about that before. So that is a very nice question.
Mm-hmm.
It would be very different. I would talk to her about it, and it would be a very deep conversation. um, and I'm not quite sure how it would progress from there if she were to say detransition. But I mean, for me though, I think with any serious relationship, well, with any relationship that I'm interested in, which is long term, I would want to really know that person first before I date them and say keep moving on to the next stage with them. So, so I mean, with her, she's already done. She's complete with her transition, and she's content with where she is now. And she just identifies as female, me male, and that's it. So if, say, we were just friends still, I would want to get to know her better and see where she really stands on herself, like what she thinks about herself and her identities, orientation, all that, before I dive into like a serious relationship with someone. You just gotta just be honest with each other, and there's no, like with her, there's no personal question, so I am free to ask anything really, and she usually won't be bothered by it. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't really believe in like personal questions there. It's any kind of question would be open book.
Right.
Okay. Crusher Kitty 1S. What a lovely couple you make. Well, thank you very much. Do you have similar spiritual beliefs? Yeah, I think our beliefs are very similar. I mean, they're similar in the sense that it's kind of, we both believe in like karma, and what you put out is
Right.
what you get.
Right. We both believe there's a higher power out there, not necessarily Jesus or God or something specific like Buddha himself, but we do believe there's more out there than just humans and just living here, and there's no point here. And then once you die, you just die, and there's nothing else. So we are, I say, more on the spiritual realm than religious, and that's something we both have in common as well.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. It's, we're open to new ideas
Right.
and listen to new ideas.
Yeah.
Okay. Arvian asks, where would you like to travel to? One place that I've always wanted to travel to has been Japan. I always liked Japan, so that would be one of the top places. But other than that, I really don't. It doesn't really matter. So-
And I think one day I would like to travel to Japan as well, preferably with her, and also Geneva, Switzerland, Australia, yeah, like other countries, I guess, outside of here. So I do plan on traveling more often as well, and I'm hoping we can do it together. Yeah.
Seen a lot more people also ask how old are we. We have answered that. I am in my 40s. He is barely legal.
Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Just a few more months.
Few more months, and then our relationship won't be illegal.
Yeah, we don't have to hide it anymore. Yeah. Gosh,
No.
So annoying.
Let me tell you this: we are under 5 years apart in difference. Okay,
Yep.
You can actually find out what my age is if you look on Facebook. You can find out what my age is. Aaron Smith asks, "Where does your ancestry come from?" Oh, I don't know. I don't know my ancestry.
I think you were like Irish.
Irish. I don't know. I did answer a question about that, but that was after I asked my grandmother. So if you want to know, I suggest searching on my website for Irish or whatever it is, and then
one of those European countries.
And then you pull up whatever the Q&A video I did that talked about that. I don't remember off the top of my head. Yeah. Doesn't really matter to me. I don't really care about that.
And I'm just Chinese, as far as I know.
Chinese with with an Indian background because you like Indian food.
Yeah, that's why I cook curry so well. That explains it.
Yeah, it explains it all. Okay. All right. So Tink04037 asks, have either of you been in a serious relationship before, and if so, was it another trans person? I have not been in another serious relationship. This is pretty much my first and only relationship so far in my life. Hopefully, that's all in my life.
I hope so too.
But honestly, I really wasn't interested in since it's jailbait. I really wasn't interested in dating another trans person because trans people just didn't really interest me. All right, you already knew about that. It's like,
I know. I asked you one time, and you were like, "Yeah, I wouldn't be interested in any other trans person." And I was just like, "Oh, well."
Oh well.
Yeah.
But I wasn't opposed to the idea. I wasn't really interested, but it was like, if it happens, it happens, and it did happen.
And like how she grew on me, I guess I grew on her as well.
Yeah, because you said you were very similar as well. You weren't interested immediately.
Yeah, I mean, not romantically.
Yeah.
It's just like, oh, she's a great friend. I want to hang out with her more. Hangs out with her, and then I'm like, wait, I want to hang out with her even more. And then, I started getting more physical. And then I'm like, okay, we're going to have to talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Okay, this is a funny one. Would the two of you ever go on a weekend vacation with Blair White and her boyfriend and document the event? I'm not sure why you're bringing Blair White into this. I'm not very close with Blair. I had one conversation with her when we discussed the live event, and that's pretty much it. You've not had any. You just maybe watched a handful of her videos.
Her videos. Yeah, that's really it. To touch base on the previous question regarding the serious relationship, I have been,
go back to that.
Yeah, I forgot to answer my part.
There you go.
I have been in one serious relationship that lasted like 6 years, and it didn't really end well, but it's taught me a lot, so I don't regret it. And she's Vietnamese and about 2 years older than me, and now we no longer keep in touch, and it's for the best. And after that, it's just I worked on myself, and then eventually we met like a year or two later, and now we're together.
Anyway, the next question here is from Ashtree68. Again, I hope you all can see this well, because there is dropping frames occasionally. I don't know if the audio cuts out. If it's just the video, that's fine. But yeah, slow internet. It's slow Comcast is what it is. Comcast, very slow internet uploads. Anyway, any advice for friends of trans people to help our friends out? Yeah, I'll let you begin that one. Or...
Any advice for
friends of trans people?
Friends of trans people. You want to just don't be too pushy with them because some people, like, they're all just people, trans or not. Some are more open, some are more closed-minded, some are. It really depends. You would know your friend better than me, so based on their personality, if they're like me and I just open up to people so easily and just so honest and open with people all the time, then you can just, if you have any questions, just ask, and I'm sure they won't mind educating you. If you just want to learn more about it, and it's just to spread awareness and knowledge about that. If they're not so open about it, just still ask, but don't be like, oh, I really want to know. How about you tell me next week? Don't set like a time limit on that. Just they'll tell you when they're ready and when they feel more comfortable to talk about it with you. Um, yeah, and just continue to respect each other no matter what. Like if they're respecting you for your lifestyle, whether straight or not, gay or not, trans or not, uh, show the same love to them. Regardless of their ways and what they do, it's their life. So yeah, just be understanding, and just always be friendly with each other. It's really not hard. It's just with any other friend, and it's just some topics they might not be willing to talk about in the public or even with you just alone. It really depends on who they are, how open they are.
Indeed. Tani Todd asks, do y'all speak a different language other than English or want to learn one? Again, I've always wanted to learn Japanese. Japanese. Oh, yeah. We're dropping a ton of frames now, so I hope you can hear us.
Oh gosh.
Comcast.
Dang it.
Darn you, Comcast.
Darn you. Well, I speak Mandarin Chinese, like I would say intermediate level. So I grew up speaking Chinese in my family, and I took a class in Chinese. So I do know how to read and write it a little bit, but speaking wise is better. English, I also took a few years of Spanish. But now my Spanish is more like basic. So I can probably get around like in Mexico or something, and ask where the bathroom is, and I'm hungry, and that's it. Just enough to get by and not die, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, well, that answered that question as well. Okay, how do you feel about horror movies? Yeah, we discussed that. He doesn't like horror movies. I always like horror movies,
yeah.
But
I enjoy them for the thrill. I just can't handle it. It's the pop outs and jump scares just too much for me.
Yes, yeah. I love horror though.
Yeah.
Okay, another how old? Yeah, we're
I knew that was going to be the number one question.
Well, here's the thing. I think, was that one of the early ones we answered? Yeah. I think that was one of the early ones to answer.
It was one of the earliest, yeah.
So when we're done the stream, you'll be able to hear that.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you play it back. I think we may actually end it soon. I mean, we're constantly dropping frames now. Was there anything else you wanted to mention? Oh, here's one final good question. I think we're ended on. What's your zodiac sign? I am an Aries.
I am Scorpio.
Scorpio. So I'm a fire sign. What's your sign?
Is it water? Scorpio water.
I think it might be.
Yeah. Are you gonna search it up?
No, right.
What is that? Okay. Would you like to?
Okay, so
I knew that was gonna come.
Yeah, well, that's the very last one, so we're not going to bother with that. So, I'm very sorry to have to cut it a bit short here. We were going to go for about an hour, but it's only about 40 minutes, and it constantly dropping frames. So I'm really sorry if it's all freezing up and all this issues are going on. I do apologize for that. Comcast. So. Thank you all so very much for coming. I'm sure we will do this again at some point in the future. I'm very appreciative, and thank you very much. And I will see you all again soon. So, any other final words? There we go. So, yep, we're going to end it. So, that is all. Kiss. Oh, Axon says kiss. Oh, okay. Kiss. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
Okay. That is all. So thank
Okay.
you all so very, very much. I will see you again very soon.
Thank you guys for watching.
Yep.
Thanks for tuning in, and you guys take care.
Bye-bye.